This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
What's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Can y'all hear me, Mo? Just shake your head. Yes. Okay, cool. Anyway, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Man, look, I'm having technical difficulties, man. Anyway, I'll tell you what. Oh,
hey, man, what's going on?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crazy, man. Gina, what's up?
That's
Gina?
okay. We all got to find our happy space.
Yeah,
But you went outside. Well, you went from being in the pink room to being in the dark. Now you're outside.
That's you outside.
Yeah, I got to find my happy space, y'all. I got to find my happy space.
Man,
It is what it is.
I got so many. Man, look, I'm trying to do this now on my iPad because I didn't charge my laptop. And so now the laptop won't even come on, man, because it ain't no use in the laptop.
You got to charge something up, bro.
Well, this is charged, but it's not going to stay forever. But it's good. We good. We're good. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hope everybody's well. All right. I want to shout out to Miss Arkansas once again, man. She's doing her thing on the morning show with Vet Green and the Joker. She's doing her thing. She's handling business.
That's right, Burner.
So that's what's up, man. Shout out to Jeff Relaford. I actually just got off the phone with Jeff.
How's he doing?
Doing all right, man. He's trying to build that brand up, all right? So everybody's asking me questions about where's Jeff, where's this, where's that.
What? They should know by now.
If you're not watching, then I ain't telling you where Jeff is at. Because you should be watching.
Know by now.
He's doing his thing, all right? So y'all support. Just support. That's all he needs. Support.
Okay.
My stuff is, man, look, I'm going to stop messing with it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave that alone. And I'm going to stop messing with it. And I will charge my laptop one day when I get time. Man. It's been busy. But, I wanted to, we have guests on. We do the relationship roundtable. We do other stuff like that, man. But we never get a chance to just talk. Talk about some good stuff and talk about things that are going to be helpful to other people. So tonight, I just figured, man, let's talk about
it.
Abuse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it.
This is Bella calling me right now. Did I do this right, Gina? Are we on Facebook and everything too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is live TV, y'all. Hold on. This is live. This is live TV, so I got to find it out.
Yes, we are on Facebook.
Okay, Bella. Hey, what's up? Doing the show.
That is too funny. Hey, Bella.
We're on the air right now, so can I call you back? I will call you once the show is over. All right.
That is a typical sign of abuse right there. Abuse of phone, not finishing through a call. I'm just kidding.
That was abusive. She knows. She know we on this 7 Central every day. But no, seriously, man. Abuse, man. I mean, I think, first of all, and Marcy was here, she would give us the definition of abuse.
A full stream
Oh
definition.
yeah, it'd be an hour. She would talk a whole.
This is her wheelhouse, and I'm
It
sorry
is.
she had to miss it
Yeah.
because
It's definitely her
she
spot.
deals with a lot of that.
Yeah.
Not personally, but through
Yeah.
what she's doing with
'Cause
Red Cross.
Right.
And I think it's important to talk about, man, because and I started asking the question, why don't people show not show it, but tell about their abuse? Why do people hide it? Is talking about abuse taboo?
Some people are in denial. Sometimes some people don't even know they're being abused.
Wow.
But and I
And
get
then
that,
some
but
people feel like they're gonna stop. Eventually they're gonna stop. There's a lot of different reasons why people don't talk about it. Some people are embarrassed. On the outside you see this beautiful couple that are what you call a perfect couple, and behind
Mhm.
closed doors there's abuse, whether it's physical or verbal. Some people don't think there is such thing as verbal abuse.
What?
Abuse is not just someone putting their hands on you.
Shoot. The thing about verbal abuse is that lasts longer than physical abuse.
Yeah, because that person does not feel like they're abusing you. I'm just
Mm.
talking, or we're just having a conversation or argument.
Hmm.
When do you define that it's verbal abuse? People never talk about that. They really just talk about the physical abuse. So people don't know when you're actually being abused verbally.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, and there's some experts out there, and if there's anybody out there that does really know the answer to this, not saying that Gina didn't explain it, I'm just saying there's an expert out there. Please,
Right. I'm not the
pop on.
expert.
I know
Well,
damn sure you don't want me to talk about stuff I don't know about, all right? But I have seen people that have been in abusive relationships, that have abused themselves. There's different types of abuse. And like Gina said, there's mental abuse, there's physical abuse, there's and I wanted to ask Marcy this: is there such thing as spiritual abuse?
When you say spiritual, what do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, and that's what I wanted, because how she digs into it. So, but there's a lot of different types of abuse, self-abuse. But the thing that I'm trying to understand is that, and that was the first question again: why don't people report this abuse? Now, let's take the R. Kelly situation.
What's so crazy?
Go ahead.
What's so crazy about the stuff with R. Kelly is R. Kelly knew who to get to. He know that the young and being able to manipulate, those young people, and that was a normal. It was pulling them out of something or a space where it may have been some abuse going on already, and they didn't know they was being abused. R. Kelly pulls them up and says, "Hey, you can come stay in this mansion. I can buy you this. I can do for you this, but this is what you got." You know what I'm saying? It's like a pimp hoe deal.
That's that. So I guess what you're basically saying is that he and like Gina was just saying, they don't know they're being abused because he's giving them all of this stuff, all of this opulence, all of this
better than home.
Yeah, and so they're there, and then when it's time for him to get what he wants, they're gonna readily give it to him because they figure they owe him, right?
Plus, they probably seen him. They probably seen 2, 3, 4, 5 other girls, that was in that house, that was doing whatever heck he said do.
And so they follow suit.
They just
But see, you think about it. A lot of times when what the abuser does is give gifts, or after they, done the abuse, they buy flowers. They buy, they take you out and
I'm
take
not
you
gonna do it
shopping. They
again.
buy diamonds, for that forgiveness so that they can do it again the next round.
But abuse, in some instances, abuse can trigger suicide.
Yep.
You've gotten it so much, it's just so overwhelming that I can't do anything else. And in order to get out of this abuse, I'm gonna kill myself.
I don't want certain people to find out what's been going on.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Byron says reporting abuse is a form of admitting one's inability to manage a situation, and many times people are ashamed even though they shouldn't be.
Be.
No, that's facts right there.
Yeah.
Well, you
So
know what, bro? I'm
Mhm.
gonna read what it says, the different type of abuses,
Yeah.
and I'm sure this list is longer than this, but the top 10 are physical.
What happened here?
You did
You
that?
spotlighted
No, I
yourself.
didn't touch it. I didn't touch it.
Okay.
Gina?
Well,
You
you
did
can
it.
spotlight me.
I, I,
You can
I
spotlight me.
I'm on my whatchamacallit, so I can't do nothing. Who did that? You
Oh,
did that. There you go.
that's
You
the wrong
change. She
one.
changing up the whole game. There you go.
Is that it there? Okay.
Yeah.
Here
All
we
right, go ahead.
go. We have the physical abuse, domestic abuse,
hmm
sexual abuse,
Yeah.
psychological abuse, which is what Byron stated,
hmm
financial abuse,
Hmm.
modern slavery, discriminatory abuse. I didn't even know this existed. Organizational or institutional abuse,
Hmm.
neglect, and self neglect.
Hmm.
Now, I really would like to know about this organization and institutional
Me
abuse
too.
because I've never heard of that.
Wow.
Well, I think the institutional abuse could be something like, I guess, prison.
Or maybe is it like a nursing home?
That too.
It's well, institution could be a nursing home, it could be prison, it could be a whole lot of
Yeah.
institution, but then you have organizational, and I'm thinking of somebody's job when I hear that.
Mm. Yeah.
So it says institutional and organizational abuse is discouraging visits of relatives or friends, rundown or overcrowded establishment. We know prisons,
Prison.
authoritative management or
Mm.
rigid regimes. Wow, lack of leadership and supervision,
Yep.
insufficient staff or high turnover. Well, dang, I've been in abusive organizations then. I'm telling you, I've been there. Abuse and disrespecting attitudes towards people using the service,
That's crazy.
inappropriate use of restraints, lack of respect for dignity and privacy, failure to
Mm.
manage residents with abusive behavior, not providing adequate food and drink or assistance with eating, not offering choice or promoting independence, misuse of medication, failure to provide care with dentures, spectacles, and hearing aids.
Nursing home.
Okay. Not taking account of individuals' cultural, religious, or ethnic needs. So that
No.
touches on what Bro just said about the spiritual abuse. Failure to respond to abuse appropriately, interference with personal correspondence or communication, and failure to respond to complaints. Now
Mm.
we've I think well I can say I've been in institutions like different jobs that I worked with some of these.
Jennifer.
And I never knew it was abuse.
Gina, so you done went through institutional abuse and
I
didn't know.
hadn't been through no wonder I'm like I am.
Ah! Yeah.
I ain't even know. I probably
Damn,
need
damn,
counseling.
damn.
Tanisha says, could it also be the abuse that people go through, such as hazing?
Oh, that is definitely abuse, Tanisha.
Man, see, and you know, you never know until we get into something like this, and that's why I like to go ahead and talk about stuff like this because it's not talked about all the time. Like Mo was saying, people hide it, man, because and Byron said the same thing. It could be embarrassing to them, you
Yep.
know. But abuse has been going on for so long for different people, and as Gina just read, there's a lot of different types of abuse. I didn't even know there was that many types.
Mm. I did not either. I'm still stuck on this organizational abuse.
Hmm. So I was reading here where it says, why is it taboo to talk about abuse? And it says individuals may also worry about potential backlash from
Mm-hmm.
family, friends, or community members. They fear judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's
I
why
can
they don't
see
talk.
that. I can see that. I mean, think about this. You see people on Facebook with all these lovey-dovey pictures. They have all of these in our mind, we see it as wow, this is a perfect couple, or they have a really good relationship. And and
Mhm.
and behind the scenes there's some type of abuse going on. It's embarrassing for somebody to come out and say on social media, especially with thousands and sometimes millions of people looking, to say, you know what, I'm in a failed marriage, or I'm in an abusive relationship. It's very hard to do.
Yeah. Hey, man, I meant to say at the beginning of the show, too, shout out to Mike Green, DeVille Radio. Today's his birthday, man. Everybody say
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday.
boy.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday, brother.
Yeah, did you see we had to wish our brother yesterday happy birthday. I reached out to him individually, but he's a year older too.
Yeah, and doing his thing. Out there doing his
Doing his
thing. So
thing.
shout out to everybody
He
that's
is.
celebrating the birthday. There's some other people, too. Somebody else. Oh, our little sister, Candace, the actress.
Oh yeah, yes.
Denise.
Candace doing her thing though. She
Yeah.
really
Ain't she though?
I'm reaching over here trying to find my battery charger because I'm about to
Die. She's about to abuse
I
us.
am about to die.
About to
I
abuse
am. So
us. But yeah, man.
phone abuse.
This is
That
this is
should be a
something that
thing.
really needs to be talked about. Byron says also people can become so accustomed to abuse that they don't recognize that they're being abused.
True that.
Tanisha says, could
That's what I think.
organizational abuse also be that of a gang, drug cartels, the mafia?
Yep. Because all of those things that she just mentioned are in there.
Mm-hmm.
So what
All
do we do about that though? How do people get past this abuse? First of all, how do you understand what it is, to you? How do you identify abuse?
Man,
I mean,
That's a
I
really
know
good
we've all
question.
gone through some type of abuse because Gina just read a list, okay?
Yeah, I just went through organizational abuse just a few minutes ago.
yeah, that's
But you
a
didn't know you
hard one
were.
because first you got to recognize it. Because
You have
somebody's
to
got to confide.
recognize it.
Somebody got to be able to confide in you and say, "Hey, I got this problem," and brothers ain't gonna do that to brothers.
No.
A sister might bend the ear of a brother, tell them what's going on, or another sister. Sisters will do it in a heartbeat for each other. Brothers ain't gonna do that.
But,
And that's the thing.
people need to understand, know the signs though of
Right.
being abused. And
I think that's the biggest challenge, bro. How do you know? Like, I did not know I was being institutionally abused. Like, I didn't know. But you know what? I did in a lot of my jobs. I felt uncomfortable. I didn't feel I didn't feel wanted. I didn't feel appreciated. I guess that the signs were there. I just didn't identify them.
but you stayed out of necessity. But is that a form of self-abuse?
Well, not all of them. I stayed. I got abused at the post office, and I quit. I
Dang,
felt
So you
abused.
got
They made me work
wait.
midnights,
You
and
said that off the quiet too. You said that off
yeah,
the
they
quiet.
made me work midnights, and I know that was abuse.
Mm.
I knew that
wasn't
was
no,
abuse. I
but
quit.
no
Y'all doing
abuse.
more work than
But
everybody on day shift.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. And Mo, you said it too. Okay. Gina was and I'm using that. You worked at the post office. And they made you work midnights. So you felt abused, but you didn't necessarily leave at that point because why? They were paying you a good salary. So you endured that. You endured that abuse.
I didn't stay for long though, and people told me I was crazy for quitting. They were like, "You don't quit a job like that." So in my mind, I was like, "I can't stay there. Like, I don't like it."
Well,
So
see,
I guess maybe I recognized it, but I didn't admit it. I didn't vocalize it because apparently I felt like even though I made a lot of money there, and most people said, that's a job you keep. You retire from a position. And I wasn't out delivering mail or anything. I was sitting at a desk, typing at a computer, real easy work. It was 10 minutes from home. I mean, you would think, that would be the perfect job. But it didn't feel good to me.
So let me ask you this, Tanisha, everybody out there that has their own business, and you work tirelessly. Mo, you do the same thing. Gina, you do the same thing. You work tirelessly. You're abusing yourself, correct?
I don't think so. I think you're building yourself up in that case because you're doing it to help yourself. You're doing it, it's self-satisfying. Like, I'm not unhappy doing what I'm doing.
I understand that, but what toll is it taking on your body when you don't get to sleep, when you don't get to see your family?
Well, yeah, you are getting that. I would consider that more like a maybe a physical or psychological abuse in a sense.
Workaholic.
Sometimes it's just that we push ourselves so hard because we want to get to a certain point, and so we put in long hours. But in my opinion, I'm doing it for myself.
Doing it for a reason. Most of the time,
That's
where I get myself in trouble.
it's prosperous for me.
I get myself in trouble like that when I'm pressed till I want to do something. Like if I really, really want to get something done, and most of the time paying something off, you know what I mean? I push myself like that. This last time, I don't know where I got this bubonic plague thing. When I got it,
Everybody's sick. Everybody's catching that. I got my shield up. I've been blessed to not have not get it because everybody I've been around has gotten it.
Mo over there sounding like Barry White. Yeah. Hey, everybody, again, this is Dope Living TV Live. I think we all got something going on today on the show. So it's a little bit I don't want to say
hey, I'm live.
Let's all tune into Mo's conversation. Nah, don't mute it. He gonna mute it.
Wait, do I need to get a phone call? What?
Man,
now I
know,
feel
right?
abused and neglected.
Right.
Maybe not abused, but
Hey,
neglected.
did you notice that everybody on the show, you, me, Marcy, Jeff, Mo, we all wear glasses?
Yep. I think somebody brought that up before.
That was like a long time ago, but I was looking at it the other day. I don't wear them. These are just readers. So I don't really wear glasses.
Sorry about that, y'all. That was Jeremiah.
You good? You good. Today is Thursday, man. This is the show where we can talk about anything right now.
That was Jet.
But right now we're talking about abuse, and you're bringing up some good points, bro, because man, all these different types of abuse, I did not know about.
I didn't know either, Gina. When you read them off, I'm like, what?
That's a lot.
And I always wonder if abuse comes because most people say they are in an abusive situation because they were abused as a kid or something like that. There was some abuse in their younger age.
But is that an excuse?
Well, it's a cycle that has to be broken.
But I'm saying, is that when people say, "Oh, I was abused when I was young"? Okay, I guess everybody was abused when they was young, right? But is that an excuse for their behavior?
No.
Somebody said, well, somebody could say, okay, why you act like that? I was abused as a child. Okay, is that an excuse?
But bro, think about it. As far as they saying now, what we went through when we were young, we all were abused according to the definition of this day.
Oh man, switches. Telephone
know,
cords. Come on now.
but did you feel abused?
No, I knew I did.
8 times out
feel
of
like
10,
you were abused?
you knew whatever you got hit with that day, you deserved it.
Yeah.
That was the consequences for the action, whatever the action was. Now these kids ain't got no consequences for the action. So
stuff is so different. My son and I were looking today at a music video. There was this grown man, white guy. He could rap too. Shout out to whatever his name was. And then he had this 6-year-old with him. All right, Mo, the words that came out of this 6-year-old's mouth.
What?
Dude, he was rapping. He was doing the gangs. I mean that rap. And him and his friends and all the buddies, they had water guns. So I told my son, I said, 13 years old, he gonna have a real gun.
Yeah.
Music videos,
Wow.
doing all this stuff. But
to me, that's abuse, bro.
I was gonna say, is that abuse?
Because guess what? You're taking a child who don't really understand what they're doing, and you're using them and abusing them for your monetary gain. Like a child is not in a position at that age to say, no, I don't want to do it. Or they really don't realize that there's some negative things happening to them.
So dude was
they're forming their future.
The dude was like, he said, okay, well, I'm going to I'm gonna take him to my college dorm and let him see what college is like, because he don't need to be doing this, doing that. Okay, but you've already done the damage, bro.
You already exposed it to him.
You've already done the damage.
Yeah, open Pandora's box for him. Let him
Yeah.
look in at a young age. And, you know, a lot of people call us old-fashioned for that. But you know what? They probably call our parents old-fashioned for teaching us, you know, the difference between right and wrong. And there's a consequences for your action. They
Yeah.
call them old-fashioned because they grew up that way. And, you know, in my book, I think it's a good recipe if you teach your kids the difference between right and wrong, and there's a consequence for your action, because both of them will raise your conscience, period. You know, these kids don't have no conscience. It's like we had conscience. You knew if you were doing something wrong when you turned the corner and you went down the street and your mama said not to go down the street.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that if you got caught, there were going to be some consequences.
Them
You
street
gonna get
lights.
your ass whooped all the way home or get embarrassed really, really bad.
Really, really bad and long too. I hated the shout out to Marcy for long. I hated the spanking. I'm gonna call it what it was. The whippings that we got. The spanking is so white. The whippings that we got.
Whoopings, and that's what they
We
called
got
it.
a
I'm a
whooping.
whoop you.
Yeah, but I hated the ones where I would rather have my father whoop me with me as opposed to my mom, because my mom get to pausing, and you know the whipping lasts about an hour, man. You know, by the time she done with it, Pops, he just come in and bam, 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 go make me a sandwich, girl. You know, and he done. We don't have time to know if it's hurting or whatever. We don't really cry because it's over so quick. But mom like, wow, wow. Now the Bible says
we knew.
The Bible says, better rise, spoil the child. Pop, pop. You know I love you, right? Man, look,
What does that mean, bro? What does that mean?
What? It's gonna hurt me more than it hurt you?
No. Spare the rod and spoil the child.
I don't know.
People say it all the time and they don't know what it means.
Lies.
Yeah,
that's what it is, lies.
What it means is just what I was talking about. If you don't teach them, you know, there's consequences for their actions, bad actions anyway, and the difference between right and wrong, you're gonna spoil them. And that means not spoil like I got everything, but spoil like I'm always in trouble, always in and out of jail.
We didn't have that 911 speed dial back then.
We didn't have that 1-800 help me, Lord. I'm getting my butt whooped by my daddy.
Right. But it actually, that's what it means. It means that if you don't chastise your child,
you don't get on them
then
now.
You're, according to the Bible, you're hating your child. You're hating them. But if you discipline them in a right away, then you're loving them. So why do we go to jail now for spanking our kids?
That's because somebody didn't have no kids.
That was good.
Why do we go to jail for spanking our children?
That was good, girl. Because ain't nobody following the Bible. Is that the reason why?
Tanisha said, I'm sorry, Byron said it means that if you spare the rod by not implementing discipline, you spoil the child by allowing undesirable behavior.
That's right. And that's true.
But Tanisha said spare the rod and grab the belt and still whoop that ass, all right?
You know that's what we doing, Tanisha.
Byron says that many times abusers mistake kindness for weakness and will abuse folks.
Well, you got kids. But think about this for a minute, y'all. Think about this. You got kids they ain't never been whooped before, but they're gonna. This is where abuse comes from. They're gonna implement this on their children. You know, they're gonna start whooping ass on their children because they didn't want that. They didn't want their kids to grow up like they did, like weeds.
Or will they though? If they didn't get
usually what happens is abuse happens because they don't know how to whoop. They whoop, they see blood, you know, and you know, these whelps and all that other stuff.
Hey man, I got out.
But in all honesty, not all children need spankings. I think every child is disciplined differently. It's not a one set rule. I mean,
okay, but does that timeout really do anything?
It depends on the child. Sometimes yes.
It depends.
With me, timeout was enough. All my mother had to do was say she was gonna whoop me, and I'm straightening up. I didn't want no belt on my butt. She just had to say, and I was like you, Greg. I prefer. What happened? I think I keep touching my screen. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry,
Don't
y'all.
touch the screen.
I'm getting all off and moving my hands around. I don't even have to touch the screen. I think just the temperature from my hands get close enough to the screen, it does
Yeah,
something.
proximity.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like you. I didn't want my mom whipping me. My mother was whoo. My dad was a softie.
No,
That
neither
that
one of
little
mine
whooping,
was.
he was a softie. So if I were to choose who spanked me, it would be my dad.
There you
He
go.
was a softie, but my mom, oh my gosh, she wasn't playing.
Well,
She
my
was
dad
not
was not a
playing.
softy. He come in with the heat, boy. He would come in, especially after a midnight. Now we think we getting away with it because
Shit.
it's 11 o'clock. It's night. Everybody going to bed and this and that. You hear dad come in around 12:30. You
Come down
know.
them steps.
Then you hear the conversations in the room. You know. Okay. Then you hear the door open. You hear the door open, boy, and then
Greg,
next thing you
Greg,
know, you hear your door open because there was 6
Uh-oh.
boys, so there was 2 of us in the room in the room. And
When that
next
fear
thing,
in the heart,
the light come through the door,
put that fear in the heart.
boy.
if I
Mom
did
come in.
you,
Now we had bunk bed. They don't know about bunk beds now, but we had bunk beds, right? So whenever I got in trouble, I knew I needed to be on that bottom bunk, okay? Because Dad would have to do some angle whipping then, okay? He has a
and you
strategically
could
get me.
stuff some cover someplace.
And Dad could do it. But I used to think my father was a superhero, man. You know, I'm exaggerating, but one time, man, I did something, and I swear I saw my father jump to get this branch. He did jump to get the branch, okay? But I thought he jumped all the way to the top, man. I'm telling you. And came all the way back down softly and beat that ass, you know? But you
That
know
might
what? I think back in the day, we didn't know it was, and we wouldn't consider it abuse because look at
I
us now.
don't think we consider it abuse even as adults. I don't think it was
Well, that's what I'm
abuse.
saying. Look at us
Because
now.
really it formed us into who we are.
Right.
But nowadays they would consider it abuse. But how could you even say it's abuse when, say, for instance, you have a child that they don't care about getting a whooping? Is that abuse? Because my sister, she'd be like, I'm gonna have my fun. I'm gonna get it anyway. I'm gonna have as
that
much
was my
fun as
little
I
brother.
possibly
So
want to have. And me, I'm like, I'm staying home. I ain't getting no whooping. But so do you even consider that abuse? Is that a mental abuse thing? I don't know. I mean, that is so
wait,
vague.
And see,
Like,
that's
who
but
defines that? Does the government define what abuse is? Does the police define? Who defines what abuse is?
the
well,
thing about
Byron
it
Is it
says
the individual?
his parents took a time out to whip his ass.
is right.
Um, that's a good question too, Gina. Who defines abuse? And we can take it back up to the like we're referencing the R. Kelly situation. Clearly, that was abuse, and clearly
Yeah.
these women didn't know because they waited until the end, till 10 years, 15 years later, to say, okay, this happened. All right. The other question too is why would you wait that long? If you've been
Well,
abused, why would you wait that long?
Yeah,
somebody
you
had to
can't
tell
say
them what
that,
it
bro.
was.
You can't
Well,
say that
I'm
because
asking the question because
sometimes people are enslaved in their abuse. In their
Well,
mind
somebody,
and mentally, they're
right?
enslaved in their abuse and they can't get away from it. So
Somebody
a
had to
lot of
tell them.
times you hear, and I hate I don't like when people say that.
hmm
Why didn't you say something sooner? Why are you just coming out? Sometimes the fear keeps you from coming out.
Yeah.
It's so many elements there.
But does
It's
it make it
almost to me, it's like
believable?
it's like people are saying you're at fault.
I mean, yeah, and I agree with you there, but at what point does when you want to come clean or when you want to come out with, okay, I've been abused, are you believable now? You know what I mean? You were abused.
You should be
Now
believable anytime you come out. Anytime you come out and there's abuse and it's proven abuse, it doesn't matter how long it took to come out.
you just said
Sometimes that fear, sometimes that fear keeps you from and sometimes you have it goes into your unconscious mind. Sometimes you don't even think that it was real. Sometimes you think it might have been a dream you had or something like that. And that is true. It sounds
Well,
crazy, but it's true. Some people feel like it didn't happen.
I mean, with R. Kelly situation, it seems like that he targeted the same type of woman, so many times. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like it was a deal where he was targeting the same type of income, same kind of circumstances.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Same kind of
yeah.
family. Input and output. He was targeting those girls because of what he was used to, that he knew he could control. And the biggest thing about that is this: a lot of them women that are women now didn't know they was getting abused. They just know they was getting their hair did, didn't know getting this done, getting this done. R. Kelly just want a little poo in there once in a while.
Well, why is it just R. Kelly is the abuser? Why isn't the parents abusers as well?
Their parents now should have been bigger, but you know, you don't know what's been going on in their world. You know,
Byron said R. Kelly's not a good example. His victims were pissed on before they were able to evolve to being pissed off.
Mm-mm. Byron, I knew he was coming out with something.
Yeah,
I
that's
knew it was
just.
coming.
And Gina, I feel you on what you said, but and I guess the R. Kelly situation is one that we can really use as an example because none of that really came to fruition after he, did what he did, but none of it came to pass until one person said, "I'm gonna do this documentary. Y'all want to join in? All right." And so now
The Me Too era.
you got 90 women saying, "Okay, R. Kelly abused them,"
mm-hmm.
but
The Me Too era.
yeah, how much is that? How much of those are true? If he did it 20 years ago, I'm not saying that he should be absolved, okay, but I'm saying with you all coming together at the same time, all right? Is this a money thing?
It is and it isn't. I mean, I think about the Cheeto dude running for president right now. I mean, if R. Kelly got to go, his ass
He got to
going.
go
You know what I'm saying?
and take.
And
You got Weinstein.
it's a double
Weinstein
standard. It's a
in
double standard.
there.
He went.
Oh, we see the double standard. It's
Yeah,
so in our face that we can't deny it. We see that.
I,
You look at R. Kelly that's behind bars for so many years, and you see others who've done the same thing. What's the difference in what they did? They have money.
exactly.
Well, R. Kelly had money too, but not like theirs.
Hmm.
yeah, and R. Kelly's in there for the rest of his life, basically. So
Basically,
Harvey Weinstein, he's in there for the rest of his life.
yeah, his life was shoot. After 5 years, it's gonna be hard for him.
Yeah, but all of these, to say to kind of bring this to now, all of this is abuse, okay, and it's abusive. Also, let's go to another type of abuse, Gina. The news. We sit up here and we watch this stuff, and we subject ourselves to looking at this all the time. Now, thank God for Tubi because we get a chance to get away from all of this reality. But with watching this and with what they put out to us, is that a form of abuse as well?
Yes, absolutely. In Byron's words, it's a mind f. I'm not gonna say it today. It's a mind f. Yeah, they doing that to us every day.
Yeah,
You have to limit what you watching on the news and what you believing in the news.
Yeah.
And people think because it's in the news, it has to be facts.
Right.
There has to be facts to it.
Yeah. So I want to, and I wish Marcy was here, okay? Because I want to ask: is there a such thing as spiritual abuse? And Maurice, you're asking me to define that, but I really can't because I don't know if I want to know if it's the abuse that you see the pastor out here in the clubs picking up young girls, and then he gets on the pulpit and preaches to you about the wages of sin.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And you sit there and you listen to this man and he's going dirty, but you're still sitting there and going to church for the sake of going to church. Is that a form of mental abuse?
You know what I was told about that a long time ago?
Mm-hmm.
What I was told about that a long time ago. He said, you gotta quit putting these pastors on pedestals. And remember, if they give a good message and it's to the book, that's what it is. All that other stuff that brother doing,
They have to answer.
He gonna have to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my dad told me.
Yeah. Well,
I
but
don't
we
know.
but,
I don't know if Mo answered your question, bro. I
but
can't
we
answer it.
but we say I bet you Marcella could answer it though. But we sit there and we listen to it. Okay. Now, again, we
Because I
got
mean, all the messages that they're giving ain't just pointing to it for what you know. It's for everybody else. You ever heard that said, "Don't shoot the messenger"?
don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah,
I hear it all the time.
messenger could be a dirty dog, but guess what? He's giving the message. He's doing exactly what he was told to do. And what happens in those situations, like I said before, they usually have been put on a pedestal, you know, to where they're worshipped like a god versus, you know, listened to as a messenger. A lot of preachers don't take that glitz and shiny stuff and run with it like some of these preachers do. Even though they're making it their own money,
Right.
even though they might work a 9 to 5 that's paying them pretty decent, and they might have a glitz, and that's that glitz that they make. They ain't use none of the congregation's money because he don't want it to look really bad. And you got a lot of preachers out there that's like that. There's very few that are out there that's got their jillion dollars and they spending, the people's money like it's theirs. That's not what it was meant for.
Yeah.
And again, they got to answer to God. They got to
Well,
answer to their God.
that you made a point, Mo, and I think that probably answered your question,
Mhm.
Greg. Because think about these pastors that are being tried right now for stealing money from people in the church. I would consider that
Wait.
spiritual abuse.
I
I
got
don't
the
know if it's
spiritual.
spiritual though. I
I got
just think it's
spiritual
abuse.
abuse for you.
Period.
I got it right here. Example: all these priests that got caught messing with these kids.
Which one?
The Catholic priest.
Plenty of those.
Yeah, that's a spiritual abuse. A form of it.
Yeah. Well, that they
I don't
doubled
know if
up on
that's
the abuse.
spiritual though.
They doubled up on
I
the
They're
don't know if
doing
abuse.
it
that's
in the name
spiritual
of
though.
God. They're doing it in the name of God.
Mm.
So when people are well, the bigger question is why is it important to talk about abuse?
Again,
Well,
it
you
gives us
have to.
more avenues to. I'm sorry, Gina. Go ahead.
Mm. No, I was just gonna say you have to get out that cycle. You got to break the chain.
Yeah, it gives us ways to identify it too. I mean, conversation on this is almost as taboo as talking about race. A lot of people don't talk about race because it's too hot. If you talk about mental illness, it's too hot. If you talk about abuse, it's too hot. But those have to be talked about so they can, be able to recognize in order to recognize the signs.
And I think talking about it will bring awareness, just like we're talking about it now. Now I realize that I was organizationally abused.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Me too, Gina. Don't feel bad.
Gina, when we have conversations like this, I learned a lot. Like I said, I don't know a lot about everything. Okay, I can only tell you what I know about and situations that I've been in, as well as you guys. But I didn't know all of those forms of abuse existed.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a difference between abuse and being abusive?
No, there's no different. I mean, the difference is one is abused and one is the abuser.
Okay.
One's
And in
getting it.
some instances, like I said, going back to my statement before, many abusers are abusing other people because they were abused in some form.
So it's the get back, huh?
It's
Now
it's
that
just
now that
it's,
now
it,
they're
it
grown.
creates a cycle, and now they want to inflict pain on others because pain was inflicted on them.
And so people use abusive words, which make a person want to do different things too. Abusive words are just as bad as abusive actions. You tell somebody all day long, you fat, you ugly, you
Mm-hmm.
stupid, you don't know nothing. Shut up,
Mm-hmm.
That's just as bad as physical abuse because actually, to me, verbal abuse is way worse because guess what? It's hard to erase a memory. You got people right now that were verbally abused that remember that, 60 years later.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's why I never ever cursed at my children or called them out their name, because we have enough. My philosophy was, it's enough people out in the world that's going to do it to them. They need to have a safe haven.
yeah,
Home should be a safe haven where they could come home and not feel the abuse that the world puts on them.
Man. So, I think what we get out of this, number one, we should talk about abuse. If there's somebody that have brought it up to you, because the reason I wanted to do it, because somebody brought it up to me. And I said, well, we'll talk about it. But I think it should not be taboo. We need to talk about it, not just us, but every platform out there. At some point, you guys need to take stock in your platform and talk about things that are going to be meaningful, that's going to help people to go farther, because physical abuse, the mental abuse, all of that stuff can halt your progress. All right. And it could possibly, again, as we talked about it could lead to people saying, okay, well, maybe this person, everything that they're saying about me, every time that they hit me, every time that they call me a fool, every time they call me stupid, maybe they're right. What good am I? Why am I here? And, it could lead to them doing something to themselves, harm themselves. We need to build each other up as opposed to tearing each other down, and as far as the verbal abuse goes.
Agreed.
Because it's
Well,
necessary.
I think that, oh my gosh, it's so difficult sometimes even to help a person who's being abused. I mean, you think about, and you brought it up, why don't you just leave? It sounds that simple. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not simple for a lot of people. It's not easy for a lot of people. They've even um, put together words that you can use to let someone know that you are being abused. Like,
Yeah.
times
where
two.
you're talking in code
Yep.
because of the fear. Even when there's situations when individuals have gotten out of abusive relationships and that person have found them and killed them.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that fear is going to be there. They're
That's real.
beating you now, they're hurting you now.
That's real.
They're not going to stop. It's going to get worse if I leave. It's going to kill me or my family if I leave, or hurt my children if I leave. And abuse doesn't just come to women. It come to men and women.
Yeah, it does.
Men don't
It
talk
does.
about it as much as women, because society has made it where if you are abused as a man, you're weak.
Yeah. But
And it
actually,
shouldn't be like that.
takes a lot of strength
Hmm.
to not just.
Those are true words. You missed an abuse. I don't know if you said this one, Gina. Substance abuse.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh.
I think that one was missed in your list, but you did say
That
there's
was
probably a lot
missed.
more. You did say there was probably a lot more, but substance abuse,
Yes.
that's
Substance abuse.
that's ridiculous.
I know we all know someone, whether it be family, friend, or
Mm-hmm.
foe, that has or had a substance abuse problem.
Right.
Yeah, I know all of us.
And they tend to be abusive.
All of us probably got relatives that you pull a little lick on them, and they turn into a gremlin.
Soon as
And
they get
then
wet.
midnight they multiply.
Soon as they get wet.
And the thing about that is that they don't know it.
They
They don't know.
don't know it. They think you're doing something to them.
Right.
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 Especially if you tell them
They
to
don't
slow up or
know it.
stop.
Hmm.
Try to stop my fun.
There's drugs. There's alcohol. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you.
Prescription medication. That really makes you think that it's okay. You're getting
Yeah.
it
Over the
prescribed from a
counter.
doctor.
Yeah. So what do you? So they got the medical marijuana. Okay. So I didn't understand that, because the only thing I said about the medical marijuana was that they taking all these drug dealers out of business. All right.
Mm.
It is a use for it though. My husband had cancer and he did smoke marijuana because it helped ease his pain.
I
There
thought, I
is
thought that's what it was to
But
help
people
ease the pain.
abuse it. People abuse it, but there is a good good for medical marijuana.
I think as long as you puff
It's so
puff.
many people out there that that's taking it into another level.
Mhm. If you puff puff pass and then blow that shit out, you good. Blow that shit out. Ooh.
Matter of fact, I had signed up for a seminar this coming weekend that my cousin wouldn't have passed. I've probably been there. On marijuana, cannabis business.
Man,
I had to back out.
all I can say though, man, is that we only touched on this subject. We haven't really dug into it, but we only touched on the subject. Marcy had sent an inbox to us saying, "Man, I wish I could make this one." All right, but she's in the choir singing badly, so and I actually think right now all of them are abusing each other. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so many more things. Police abuse. All of that. There's so many layers to this abuse thing, and it has to be taken very seriously.
It does, and I think that if it's taken seriously enough, then people will start to understand. Those people that don't understand what it is, people will start to understand what it is, what signs, what are the red flags, and then they can be able to dodge the abuse. The other thing is you can't be abusing yourself though. Once you get those red flags, get away, get out. Especially if you're in a relationship and you're being abused, get out. You've seen the red flag. You don't have to stay. We don't need people like that. Okay.
No.
Get out, because who is for you is for you, and they're going to be there, and they're going to treat you like a queen. They're going to treat you like a king. All right, and you will be valued. And you will not be abused. Let's get out of here, Mo.
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you, this is an awesome subject, and we probably need to bring it back weekly because it's a lot of folk hurting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of folk hurting. Don't know where I ain't gonna tell you I'm the expert, but I bet you to bring a few experts in here. I know Marcy probably is more expert than all of us here because she sees it every day.
Right.
I mean, and so she can identify it. She probably could have put another 10 or 15 subjects on what we was talking about tonight. But I'm gonna tell you, it's important. Everybody, pay attention to your loved ones, please. Pay attention to them because they might be sending you a signal. You won't even know nothing until something happens. Pay attention to your loved ones.
Absolutely, Gina.
I agree with Mo. Check on your people. Pay attention. Maybe they don't want to say they're abused. Pay attention if you see them acting differently, or when they're with their significant other or their partner, and they just seem to be far away or distant. Look for those signs, and maybe they'll open up and tell you. Just even if they don't, just keep a watch on them. But there is a number you can call. There's a national domestic violence hotline. That's 800-799-7233. It's available 24/7. There are 200 different languages that they speak. This is a national hotline. So you can call this number anytime, 24/7, and get the help that you need if you are being abused in any kind of way.
You could help people, like Mo said, let's check in on them, making sure they're good. Mental health is something that's inside. We don't know when someone's mentally being abused or mentally unhealthy. So let's check on people. And I want to say this too. First of all, Distinguished Authors Guild is happening in November. It's going to be in Illinois this time, not Vegas. So you guys, a lot of people should be able to come this time. Let's pray for everybody who's ill, everybody who's going through something. And I wanted to say this, and I wanted to actually do a show, but my sis said, no, we ain't gonna do that. Support people, support everybody that you can that's doing something great. Support them, but don't be a user. Don't use them, to support you all the time, and then they don't support you back. Did I say that right? There are people. Let me rephrase that. There are people out there that will tag on your page all day long. Everything that they're doing, they'll tag, and they never share your stuff. They never put you on their page. Never. All right. These people, you're going to fail. I'm going to put it like that. I'll say you're going to fail, because you're not doing the right things. You're using, but you're not helping. We try here at DopelivenTV to always help. So we let you post on our page. We let you say what's up, on our page. We don't ask you because we're not going to beg anybody to support us. It should happen organically. It should happen naturally. All right. So again, when you see a change in my page, and I'm gonna have a long list of people, and I'm gonna put it on the show. I don't care what Gina said. I'm gonna put everybody out that's been that doesn't support but uses my page to support. All right, because you see, Greg's a rising creator. Okay, now you want me.
They're abusing his page. Stop abusing the page.
Back then, what did Mike Jones say? Back then, didn't want me. Now I'm hot. Now you want me. Anyway, that's it for us for this week, man. Okay, next week we got guests. We may try to bring it up again. All right, if we don't have anybody, maybe we'll talk about it again, and we'll be more structured next time. We'll have more facts. We'll have Ms.
I hate facts. What you talking about?
I said more facts.
Okay.
I didn't negate what you was doing.
We should bring a professional on.
Yeah, we should. Maybe outside of Miss Doubtfire, we'll make
she
sure.
She is a professional. She know what she's talking about.
She does. And actually, there's somebody that wanted to talk to her about some Red Cross things. A brother from Nigeria that I spoke with the other day. He's doing some great things, and he said he wanted the Red Cross to be involved in that. He takes money out of his pocket to make sure that people are getting food, people are getting water, just to make sure that he sees a smile on their face. And he doesn't. Wow. He's not making a lot of money, but he's taking what he has and he's talked it over with his wife, and he's doing some great things. He's got this little gentleman's club where he insists that these guys do the same. So it's a lot of good people out there, right, that want to help, not abuse. So I think the thing that I got from all of this conversation is that abuse is not just hitting somebody or mental. It's a lot of different types of abuses out there, okay? And we need to be aware of those. We do need to have conversations about abuse, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Anyway, that's it. Mo, I hear you coming to the hometown, huh?
Aha. Yeah.
When you coming?
I'm leaving in the morning.
Okay, so I think we need to get together.
Yeah.
You, Gina, Jeff, and Miss Doubtfire, Marcy, and so we can get a picture.
Brown skin?
No, hell no. No, I'm not gonna say. I shouldn't say that. I love brown skin.
Wow.
Tea and wine. That's my place. That's my people. Okay, but yes. Let's meet up at Brown Skin.
I'm supposed to be pulling in about the way I have it planned. I'm supposed to be there about 5:30
p.m.
AM.
That's
PM or AM?
PM.
Okay.
That might work. Let us know. Just inbox us. Yes. Let us know you in. I know you're gonna be tired when you get there, though. So how long are you gonna be there? All weekend?
Probably so. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe Saturday.
Yeah.
I got to go do that thing, and they're having it early, like at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And so probably
need some support. Need some support. Let us know, man. Maybe show up there. I mean, they'll know me, but Yeah. I'm sitting here. This is why I didn't like this camera angle here. I got on pajamas.
We didn't know that.
Well, I'm telling everybody I got on my jammies.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. But they're the good ones. They didn't got holes in them or nothing like that. No strategic holes in them. So we all good, right? We good.
Okay.
Having said that, man, this is DopelivenTV Live. We will see you guys next week. All right, y'all stay safe.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, bro.
Peace.